But once it get close to that time, you know what I mean, it's time to go to work, you know? And when we go to work, y'all know what comes after that.
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. You know, we broke the code with with Loma that nobody had ever done. You know, we didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that. You know, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with Shakur.
This is the fight that I've been kind of waiting for my entire life. I didn't have to make this fight. This fight, I could have just stayed at 135 pounds, sat comfortable at 35. I don't feel like no fighter at 135 can beat me. I made this fight happen because I know Teo is one of the guys at 140.
Terence Crawford grew frustrated at the press conference and confronted Teofimo Lopez Sr., issuing a strong warning that Shakur Stevenson would genuinely harm his son during their fight in the ring.
One of them stump a mud hole in their ass and he gonna be next. Watch.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. states with confidence that his team has analyzed Shakur Stevenson thoroughly, and he believes they have pinpointed several distinct weaknesses in his opponent's boxing style.
Competitive fight. We do this for the fans, you know. Ever since my son started this, you know, I told him, you know, this is entertainment.
Terence Crawford warns them confidently, saying Shakur is extremely difficult to beat because of his elite skills, ring intelligence, calm composure, and ability to control fights effortlessly.
He's a work of art. The sky is the limit with Shakur. He got the boxing and skills and the ability to, do whatever he wants in the ring. And it's going to be very hard to beat Shakur, with the skills that he possesses and the smarts that he has, and given the opportunity, I think he can pose a great threat to everybody in the division, and be the last man standing given the opportunity.
Terence Crawford warns them with confidence, stating Shakur Stevenson is very difficult to defeat due to his elite abilities, sharp boxing intelligence, calm demeanor, and his capacity to control bouts with ease.
Everybody to come and see it. If you can't, just watch it on TV.
You've had to come up with some good game plans over the years to beat some great fighters, Lomachenko, Taylor, among them. How difficult is this man, Shakur Stevenson, to prepare for?
Well, I see their weakness. That's what I do. We broke the code with Loma that nobody had ever done. We didn't let him get comfortable in there. You saw that, within like 8 rounds, he didn't know what to do. I did the same thing with Josh Taylor, and we're gonna do the same thing with you.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. declares they will prevent Shakur Stevenson from ever feeling comfortable during the fight and predicts he will be defeated similar to Lomachenko and all the other opponents Teofimo has overcome.
My son fought without no air against Cambosis.
You can't fight for your son. You can't fight for your son.
You gonna tell me, man, come on.
You can't fight for your son.
I bet you gonna quit.
At the press conference, Shakur Stevenson becomes heated, confronting Teofimo Sr. and insisting that he has no right to speak and fight on behalf of his own son.
I almost missed that one. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. God, there you go, bro. He tried to run me into the wall, y'all. Let's see that. He tried. Man, I performed. You know that. I told y'all what I was gonna do. I was gonna come out here and beat his ass every game. And look, he's thinking about saying, look.
Terence Crawford trains regularly with Shakur Stevenson, honing their skills, developing strategy, and preparing together with great intensity for their upcoming and much anticipated fight.
I said, let me get the Ring Magazine champion. Let's fight that guy. Let's fight the guy that's the guy. All that more pressure stuff don't mean nothing. As long as I'm like locked in and I'm focused on what I'm supposed to be doing, nothing else matters around me. That 4-weight world champion, it means everything to me. That's me separating myself. A lot of these guys that they claim is the guys nowadays, none of them can say that they are a 4-weight world champion. Honestly, for a minute before Devin went and did it, none of them could say they was really 3-weight world champion. So now for me to go to the fourth and the next level is a different type of thing. And a lot of people got to respect me because at the end of the day, if they don't respect me, they don't.
Shakur Stevenson remains completely focused on his goal of becoming a champion, diligently following his strategy, refining every aspect of his skills, and maintaining strict discipline to guarantee he performs at his absolute peak during the fight.
Has a bit of an issue. It's something that it's not always an issue, but it's something that certain fighters can turn into a weakness for him, and it's something that is a weakness for him when he fights the way he did in this fight. And that is the low lead hand that he has. It's great when you are trying to set things up. It can be really good when you're jabbing because it's out of your opponent's eye line very often. They can't see it coming. But when you're being this aggressive, it simply does not work. Multiple times in this fight where George Kambosos just let Teo come to him and caught him with powerful, aggressive counter punches on his range and his timing very, very quickly in this fight. And I'm just going to show you a couple of moments here in round one that really stood out to me where Teofimo Lopez was being exceptionally aggressive. So you can see with this lead hook here that George Kambosos lands as a counter punch. It's a very, very key shot for anyone who is facing Teofimo Lopez. And I'm just going to break it down for you now. So the thing about Teofimo Lopez is because he can be...
Analyst Henry explains that in Teofimo Lopez's fight against George Kambosos Jr., a clear weakness in his style was revealed, because while Lopez's low lead hand can be effective for setting up jabs and controlling distance, it becomes a liability when he fights aggressively, as Kambosos quickly capitalized on this flaw, allowing Lopez to advance before landing powerful counterpunches with precise timing.
But he does. And the thing about the way he does this is there's usually a bit of a tell. So watch here. What he does is he takes a step first to load that front foot, which then permits the pendulum step. It allows him to shuffle in, and I'll show you what I mean by that as you're watching here. Let me just undo that. 2 small arrows is what I'm looking for. So watch here. Leans on that front foot, and then he goes with the pendulum. Back foot in, lead foot forward, and he lands in this position here. Now you can see the problem with this position here is that his balance is going to be hard to get because his feet are so wide and his hands are low. So whilst his chin is tucked in, that's good. His hands are low. And as he throws, Kambosos has that lead hand ready and waiting. Watch what happens here. He quickly leans back, he fires that check left hook, and he gets out. Beautiful work. Now, the other moment that we need to see from this one is probably the most dramatic moment of his career, where he landed an absolutely huge counter overhand right. And it definitely shocked Teofimo Lopez. It was what caused all the panic.
Henry highlights a crucial moment in round one where a perfect lead hook connects as a counter, demonstrating the danger posed by Lopez's lunging attacks, because Lopez often steps first to load his front foot, then shuffles in with a pendulum step, which creates a wide stance with low hands, and while his chin remains tucked, this compromised position upsets his balance and leaves him vulnerable, as Kambosos exploited it beautifully by firing a checking left hook, then escaping and later landing a dramatic overhand right that visibly shook Lopez and caused panic in his corner.
Stevenson, that definitely makes sense. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
I got Shakur for sure. Shakur.
Do you think he wins this comfortably, or do you think it'll be a close fight?
I think he wins it comfortably, yeah. I think he wins it comfortably. I think, Shakur, I think the thing is about Teo is very good athletically, but he's weak-minded. You can see in some fights he's struggling. Teo does struggle. Now he does come up for big fights. Lomachenko, he came up. Josh Taylor, he came up. But a lot of fights, man, he struggles in. He does struggle on a whole lot of fights and stuff. Like, I think he looked good. Yeah, he looked good against Barboza. But like I said, for the most part, Teo does struggle. And I think he struggles mentally with a lot of things. But I think with Shakur, I think Shakur is going to break him. I think maybe the first two or three rounds, it might be a close fight. It might be close. It might be 2-1 or something like that. But then
Michael Conlon describes the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as one of the most
Regis Progrise believes Shakur Stevenson holds both a mental and technical advantage over Teofimo Lopez, as while he acknowledges Lopez has impressive athleticism, he emphasizes that talent alone is insufficient at the elite level, since Progrise observes Lopez often struggles with consistency, showing brilliant moments but failing to maintain focus throughout a contest, whereas Stevenson approaches every fight with a clear strategy, patience, and disciplined execution, making him exceptionally difficult to outmaneuver. And Progrise further highlights Stevenson's mental strength, noting he stays calm under pressure, adapts quickly to an opponent's tactics, and avoids unnecessary risks, while Lopez can become frustrated or overly aggressive, which opens him to counterpunches and mistakes. So Progrise views this blend of tactical awareness, composure, and technical skill as giving Stevenson a clear edge, suggesting that while Lopez possesses the physical tools, Stevenson's superior fight intelligence and mental resilience will likely decide the bout's outcome.
The thing about Shakur is a very good, a real good counterpuncher, really real sharp with the counterpunch. He sneaks those punches in, you know, and that's the ones that hurt the most when he just sneaking them in when you're not supposed to hit him. So I definitely feel like, I feel like Shakur is gonna beat him comfortably. Not a knockout, but comfortable 12 rounds for sure.
Have you sparred Lopez before?
I never sparred Teo though. Never.
Michael Conlon describes the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson as one of boxing's most exciting current matchups because on paper it promises a clash of two exceptionally skilled fighters, each bringing unique strengths to the ring. As Conlon points out, both Lopez and Stevenson have demonstrated elite talent, sharp technique, and the ability to perform under pressure, making this bout especially intriguing for fans and analysts, and he emphasizes that while Stevenson is known for his tactical intelligence and adaptability, Lopez offers explosive power and athleticism, creating a fascinating contrast in styles. So Conlon believes this combination could produce a highly competitive and unpredictable fight that tests both fighters' skills, resilience, and strategy, making it an essential event for boxing fans everywhere.
The fight.
I don't know, man. I feel.
You've been playing these little mind games. I love it. And the little interviews.
I'm just having fun, man. I'm just being fun.
Yeah. The boxing world needs that too. The promotion, they just put out the Versace interview, right? And we wanted to see that early, right when you guys did it.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're doing real good though. They're promoting it well right now.
You like how they're promoting it? You think it's like they were talking about this like the leaders of the new school? That's how you feel?
I mean, it's gotta be.
Teofimo Lopez discusses his training regimen, stating he has been taking it easy lately, enjoying himself, having fun, and not pushing too hard in the gym while remaining relaxed and focused.
Decision. But you know, if Lopez can make this fight you know, a lot tougher than expected, you know, and he's gonna have to exchange with Shakur. You know, he's a fast fighter. We don't know who's the quickest or fastest here. You have to give the speed edge to Shakur. But if Lopez can punch with this fast guy, make him a little bit cautious and a little bit leery of what's coming back, that serves him well. But Teofimo is one of the best conditioned fighters out there. If this fight goes late, you can expect him to be pushing forward round 9, 10, and 11 if it goes late.
Yeah, you know, a big question is always like what Teo is going to show up. And like when everyone's counted out Teo, it's actually been the times where he's like upset people, like against Lomachenko or against Josh.
Antonio Tarver analyzes the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson matchup with the seasoned insight of a boxing analyst who looks beyond records and recent performances, as he believes judging Lopez solely on his last few fights is misleading since there is more depth to his skill set than statistics can capture. And Tarver emphasizes that Lopez possesses natural athleticism, power, and fight intelligence which can make him a dangerous opponent for anyone when utilized effectively.
So if we get the best version of Teo, like the Teo that showed up for those fights, does that Teo beat the best Shakur?
It would have to. I mean, I think that's the only chance he got, is to really be his ultra self, you know, doing all the things that makes him Teofimo Lopez. The footwork could be a major advantage for him. You know, being able to get inside. You know, a lot of times he fights free. You know, he don't really have a style. He does what it takes. And he's a gutsy fighter. You know what I mean? Real gutsy. He's not going to be leery to take chances. He's a gambler in there. You know what I'm saying? So he's a live underdog, I would say. A live underdog. But if he's to win this fight, I think he has to probably stop Shakur Stevenson. He's going to have to hit him with something, and let's hope Shakur.
At the same time, he acknowledges Stevenson's technical brilliance, tactical awareness, and ability to control a fight's pace, because for Tarver this matchup is fascinating, as it is not simply about wins or losses, but rather about how each fighter adapts, adjusts, and applies their strategy under pressure. So he sees it as a genuine test of skill, mentality, and ring intelligence, where the result will likely depend on which man can impose his own game plan more effectively.
Why they keep saying that's what that was. That's what I was doing. It wasn't just Shakur there. It was Shakur there. Richard Hitcherson's was there. He didn't want to spar. Who else was there? I want to say what? Keyshawn brother was there. Keyshawn Davis' brother was there, but he was just there as a spectator. I was about to spar with Troy Troy Isley. Right. Did some rounds with Troy.
You sparred all of them.
Not Keyshawn brother. That was another day. But they was all there. All of them was there. That whole little camp. And there was another gym that was there too. So it was like 2 gyms that came to give us some work.
Gary Anchuan Russell provides an inside perspective on Shakur Stevenson's training camp as he prepares to face Teofimo Lopez, highlighting the discipline, structure, and intensity of their workouts as he explains every session is carefully planned to sharpen Stevenson's skills from technical drills to conditioning and strategic sparring, while Russell emphasizes the camp is not just about physical preparation but is also designed to build mental toughness, adaptability, and focus under pressure.
Did my rounds, boom. Did 6, hopped out, did 6 more, no, did 7 more straight. 6, hopped out, did 7 straight, boom. And the rounds that y'all seen with Shakur was the ass in my last round.
Oh, back end. The back end.
Yeah, that was the last round. That was the last round. I'm like, all right. And they was doing like 3, hop out, or 2 and hop out, 2 and hop. So they was fresh. Food was fresh, and it was before the Olympics. Motherfuckers is getting that grown man strength and that beefy body now. Like, come on, bro. But like I said before, still stands. Skills pays the bills. So you can be strong and big. If I'm gonna outskill you, then I'm gonna outskill you.
Yeah, we just saw that with Canelo and Terence, man.
Exactly.
Stevenson approaches each day with great seriousness, executing every drill with precision while staying fully aware of his overall game plan because their sparring sessions mimic real fight scenarios, which help Stevenson anticipate different styles and potential counters, ensuring he can adjust instantly. And Russell notes the camp's intense nature pushes Stevenson to improve constantly while maintaining his composure and control, which are qualities that have defined his rise in boxing. So overall, he portrays a fighter who is fully committed, completely focused, and thoroughly prepared for every challenge Lopez will present in the ring.
You know, they could say that, but I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Teo has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about, like, once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Bud is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terence?
I'm not gonna say he's on a Terence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event, it seems. What is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn, and nothing but respect to him, but I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glove Lord and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.